Are talking with the team from Lakeshore Automotive and Tire. Jeff, you are one of the first people that when you go into Lakeshore Automotive and Tire on South James Street, they see your smiling face. Are you always smiling? That's the big question for me.
Every time I see him, he is.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I'm out at work. I'm smiling.
All right. That's a plus. Well, yeah, and here's a good example of a business that is growing in our community. I asked you just a few minutes ago, are you busy? And you're busy there at Lakeshore Automotive and Tire. That means people trust you. You've got hopefully affordable prices. We know that already. We know that the service is top notch. We don't want to drop off our vehicle, drive away, and say, "Oh man, we got to go back and bring it and get it fixed again." And that's the nice thing about Lakeshore Automotive and Tire there on South James Street is that you guys are taking care of your customers, aren't you?
We're taking care of the customers. We just updated equipment. We got a new scan tool. We're always progressing to try to do better every day.
I know we could have our own segment on those scanning tools because when we have those dash lights come on, we are just curious as all get out. But, Jeff, I have a question before we move into the alignment side of our conversation today. Is there a difference? I've heard this, but maybe you can help me clarify. Is there difference in those scanning tools depending on where you go and get a scan for your vehicle? Do you have any idea on that part of it? Okay.
Yeah. You can buy the cheap ones out there, a couple $100, this and that, and it gives you one or two codes out of the system.
Yeah.
Ours, we're paying $10,000 or more for our scan tools.
Holy cow.
And $250 a month updates to keep that most current. Our scanner will scan 30 different modules on that car all in one scan.
Wow. Okay. All right.
So you're not just looking at the one engine problem that turned the one light on. We're looking at everything.
All right. So it does go into the idea that, you just want, hey, I can buy that scanner off the shelf or, go into that shop and scan it and know all the answers, right? Have you ever done that at all or had your vehicle scanned?
I have had my vehicle scanned, but I feel like it's also one of those things where it might be like the core problem, but what really caused that problem is like what you guys say it's your, fuel filter or something like that. And then like you got to find out like where the problem all started. And I feel like that's where your codes would come in.
Oh yeah.
And it does lead, doesn't it? Yes. One to another.
One to another. It's a domino effect. Okay. Mm-hmm. You may have one code for the engine, but you may have 5 other codes from the other systems detecting that engine problem.
Right.
If you're just joining us, we're talking with Jeff from Lakeshore Automotive and Tire. Again, part of a growing business is the ability to upgrade, to keep and maintain equipment there. And you guys have a new alignment machine for your tires that you're installing on a regular basis. You had an alignment machine. Mm-hmm. My question to you is, why'd you need a new one?
Upgrade.
Okay.
Upgrade. Technology is always changing.
Mm-hmm.
If we can do it better. I mean, the old equipment worked.
Yeah.
But it's getting old. It's going worn out like your car. As it gets older, things break down. You got to keep up with the technology too. We just got the new Hawkeye Elite alignment machine.
Awesome.
It's the top of the line out there. But we also got the 2024 upgrades. So we have all the specs for the brand new cars coming out today.
Good deal.
Very cool. All right. Looking forward to that. Again, if you're just joining us, we're talking with Jeff from Lakeshore Automotive and Tire this morning here on Mom FM and Hot Country Hits. Jeff, what does this machine do then? Break it down for us.
Okay. Alignments go way back to old cars. So now the vehicles have got so complex that we're doing front alignments, rear alignments, thrust angles. You have steering stability, traction control, all the driver assist stuff to help handle that car. Mm-hmm. It'll even apply your car will apply your brakes in a high-speed curve, and you won't even know it.
Oh, wow.
So we got to take all that into consideration into your alignment, your steering angles, and all that come into a factor.
Yep.
We have a listener that just let us know that said Jeff and the team took care of my Ford Edge last week. So they have you're doing good things for the community here. Right. Let's talk about why do we need or when do we need an alignment? Can you break that down for us?
Okay. First of all, why? Your suspension over time gets worn. It gets loose parts. They wear out. The suspension starts to sag. Now the car tires start to tilt in at the top or tilt out or toe in, toe out. That's the different angles of the alignment. And as you're going down and as these things wear, the angles all change.
Okay.
Next thing you know, your tire's worn out on the inside edge or the outside edge or scalloped all up. That's from the alignment being out of spec. You
Yep.
put a lot of money into your tires, you got to keep the car in good alignment to keep those tires in good condition.
All right.
Right.
Trivia question for you, Janelle.
All right.
2 wheels or 4 wheels? What do you think we should have aligned?
All 4.
What do you think, Jeff?
All 4.
Okay. Reason?
Especially if you have all-wheel drive.
All-wheel drive
Okay.
is for one. You have independent suspension in the rear now, so those angles can change as the car sags or wears out. You have what they call thrust angle. The rear axle of that car, if it's crooked at all, it'll make your car go left or go right from the rear. We used to do front alignments only years ago when we saw axle cars, and that has all changed. Our suspension has got so much more technical today, electronic suspension even.
Yep. And especially if you think, well, this time with it being winter, you might have the steering wheel shake or whatever because of the snow, but it also could be the alignment.
Also could be alignment.
So-
Loose, worn out parts will wobble. That tire will wobble going down the road if it's loose, and due to a bad tie rod or a ball joint.
All right. So if you think you need an alignment, are we calling for an appointment? Can we just drive in? What's that flexibility at Lakeshore Automotive and Tire?
We'd like to have the car dropped off because we want to do a full suspension inspection.
Okay.
I don't want a car come in and say, yeah, we just need a tie rod end. You get it on the rack, you do the tie rod end, then you go to the alignment and find out, oh, we got a bad ball joint too, or a bad wheel bearing,
Yep.
loose wheel bearing. You can't align a vehicle with any kind of loose parts. So we got to look at all of it before we do the alignment to make sure everything's good before we set those numbers.
Okay. Affordable?
We try to.
Okay.
Of course they are. I've had them work on my car.
That's the answer I'm looking for.
I've had them work on my car. I got new tires from you guys. I got a new bulb for my blinker, and I still have to go in there and see about a couple other things.
It's not because of the car. It's because maybe the driver. The driver. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it shows that I, not the tires, but maybe I use my blinker a lot.
Okay, there.
That's why I need a new bulb.
Janelle, do you know that they sell blinker fluid?
There is no such thing as blinker fluid.
I tried. All right. Jeff, how do they get a hold of you?
Call us at the shop. We try to schedule daily. We're about 1 day out right now. If you wanted to get to the shop and get an alignment in, give us a call. Stop in down at James Street, and we can get you on the appointment pad.
All right, sounds
Yeah.
good. South James Street, Lakeshore Automotive and Tire. Go check them out. Locally owned, locally operated, and doing great things here.
And I
in
want
the
to say
community.
too, another thing is, I know you guys are mostly based on calls, but I notice when you go in there, some people just come in there and be like, hey, this is going on with my car. When can you get me in? And you and Corey are right there and you're ready, hey, let me just check my scheduling. So, I mean, if you're downtown, I feel and you're oh man, I should really get that checked, and you're right at the end of James Street.
Yes.
It's just stop in and say something.
All right, perfect. Right there, 8:58 now, a couple minutes before the top of the hour. We appreciate you, Jeff, stopping by the radio station this morning.
No
Thanks
problem.
for coming
It's
in.
great to be here.
It is Chris and Janelle in the morning on the Morning Zoo here on 102.7 Bomb FM and